Hey guys, it's Ralphael with Southeastern General Contractors. I'm back out on one of our job sites. We're at the final stages, closing it out. We're going through getting everything cleaned up, and then we're going to go through our punch list procedure. Now, today I have my son with me and I have my kids with me. They typically will come out at this stage just to see what the homes look like, just to get a look at it. And in this video, you may see RJ or some of the other kids kind of in this video. But the goal is to show you our exact process that we go through closing out a home, more specifically doing the punch list for the interior and also for the exterior. What you're seeing now is kind of the behind the scenes view of what goes on right before we get our final inspection, right before we meet with the clients on the job site. We want to get the house cleaned and looking as presentable as possible. But from this stage prior, there was a lot of work going on in here, a lot of trades. We've had rain for weeks and weeks and weeks. We've had the ram board down, which is a protective floor barrier that keeps the dirt, the mud, and everything else from getting onto the floor. So we left that on until, like right now, we're getting our final inspections tomorrow. We're doing our walkthrough with the homeowners tomorrow. So we're getting everything cleaned up, getting it prepped. But let me show you this. We're going to leave this section of the ram board down right here. All this trash is going to be removed and will be carried out to the dumpster because we still have some touch-up work we have to do in the foyer ceiling. So we're trying to think a little bit 2 steps ahead. So when we bring the painters back and the ladders back in, we'll still have this protective barrier over the finished floor. But the idea is tomorrow when we walk in, with the homeowners, with the inspectors, they're walking in and they're basically visualizing an end product with everything being cleaned, everything being wiped down. Now this won't be the final cleaning. This is what we call the rough final on the cleaning. Then we have the final on the cleaning where everything gets cleaned down really well. So we're going to take your shoes off there, RJ, and let me put my booties on. So as I'm teaching RJ this same procedure of how we go about doing the punch list, first thing is taking off the shoes as we're walking on a clean floor, but also going to give him some training. What's that you got, RJ? So he's taking advantage of the fact of we've got painters here, we've got different trades, and he's got some candy he's going to sell, and let's face it, you got to start somewhere, right? So we're going to see about getting him training real quick on a little sales pitch on selling some candy to the workers that are here on the job site. So how you going to pitch? So when the painter comes, what you going to ask him? Okay, that's a decent start. You want me to help you refine it a little bit? Okay, so when he comes downstairs, what we're going to do, I think that's him right there. Just take one candy bar, hold on, open it up, come on. Grab one candy bar, grab this one, those 3, and go hand it to him. Un momento, por favor. And ask him which one would he like, and see which one he chooses. So it's times like these that you got to really savor the moment, because this might be something he's going to remember the rest of his life. Me just kind of showing him how to present something in a way that gets a result that he's actually looking for. So it's pretty cool. How much is it? $1. What you supposed to say? You see how that works? So you assumed he liked chocolate, right? You just gave him a choice, right? So you were going to go say, hey, do you want to buy a chocolate bar? Is that what you was going to say? Okay, so you're giving him the option to say yes or no, right? So So what did you do a little bit different? The way you just did it, you didn't give him you really didn't give him the option to say no. You chose 3 and you handed it to him and said, which one of these would you like? And which one did he say? The blue one, right? And so he reached and he grabbed the blue one, and then you said, $1, please. Was that simple enough? High five. I might groom you for a sales position at Southeastern GC one day. So now what I'm going to show you, as you can see the process of the house getting cleaned and getting prepped, the next thing we do is the process of going about creating our punch list. Now you've got the exterior of the home and you have the interior of the home. Punch list, what that means is our company, myself, John, Juan, or whoever else is on the job site or assigned this task will go through starting from the entry and start documenting from the entry, room by room, any flaws or anything they see that we need to address. Now this could be anything as far as electrical light fixture, maybe it's too low, a bulb is missing, an outlet is missing, piece of shoe mold may be missing, right? So what we do, we will actually video document that, and I'm going to show you what we do and how we do it. Oh, that's nice. You know, some people's really not into creating a whole bunch of videos and all that, but this is by far the best way that I've found that helps us. So if you'll take a look at this, and John, if you can just make a screenshot of the phone, you can kind of see what this looks like. So the first thing is you see the group here. We have each job that we do, we create a separate group that's just for punch list. It says punch list and then the job. In this case, punch list, Lewis job, right? Then what you'll notice is that you'll see where we have different video recordings, and in those video recordings we show what needs to be addressed, who's responsible for fixing those items. And so as we go through, we walk through the front door. So if you'll follow along, I'm going to show you exactly what that looks like. So the first thing I do is I'm in my group where we have our punch list, and I'm in the dining room area, right? So in this messenger group, I'm just simply going to create a quick video, and I'm going to find something that needs attention. Okay, so I'm walking and I'm looking and I'm trying to find something to point out that needs to be addressed. And a little area right here with paint. I typically will go around and look first and get an idea of what all's relative to each trade. So in this case it's paint. Seeing what needs to be addressed. I know there's a spot here. So the only thing I see that needs to be addressed in this room is a spot on the wall where paint's at. So I'm going to record a simple video. So if you want to follow over my shoulder, I'll show you exactly how we do it. So I'm going to come here, I'm going to record. Hey, this is for the Lewis job, this is for the painters. Just a point of reference, you can see where we're at. Come over to this section here. There's a small area right here where we need some touch-up paint there. It's the only thing I really see in this room. And again, point of reference, touch-up paint. And then there's a couple spots right here that need to be touched up once everything's cleaned. So now you see the video, right? And the great thing about this is now I can put on text on there and say who this is for. Right? So we can say painter and I can say dining room. And then we send that to the group. So we will essentially do this room by room, find the issues that need to be addressed from the painters to the trim carpenters to the electrician to the HVAC, everybody who has done work on the home. We literally go room by room, and then like when we get over here, it'll be the same thing with appliances. You know, we open up our cabinetry, we test everything out. Like right here, we need a soft close hinges on this, right? Because it's supposed to be soft close. Our doors and drawers, soft close. Put on our list. Now here's another example. So let me show you how this works. So I'm going to record this. This is over at the Lewis job. This is for the cabinet folks. I know we're tracking to come put the hardware on first of the week, of this coming up week. Just want to make sure we're also tracking, not to forget, to put the soft close hinges and hardware in these doors here in the butler's pantry area. And then same thing. I tag this for the cabinet guys. And I'll put butler's pantry. All right? And see, the idea is when we send this, we walk the whole job and we'll have a whole list of videos, and the main benefit is that when you're typing something up and it's in a document, it can be misunderstood, right? You're looking at a document, what are they talking about? I don't really see it. With this, you can simply forward the video to them and it's like they're standing right there with you.
Sorry, Ralph, but I gotta show everybody this closet. This thing is massive. This is a custom walk-in closet. Definitely gonna put one of these in our custom build. This thing is huge and you have plenty of space. And RJ, thank you, because my wife's gonna love this. But yeah, back to the video about checklists. Sorry, Ralph, I just had to show this thing off. It's awesome.
So now, as you can see, we've completed the punch list for the interior and we've completed the punch list for the exterior. Now, here's what happens. We have all these videos in the messenger group with the summary of who's responsible for what. Now the office staff will categorize all the videos and then we'll list each video based on who's responsible. If it's the plumber, if it's the electrician, if it's the HVAC guy, if it's the flooring company, if it's the painter, we'll label that painter with the painting company's name and then have all those lists of videos. So this way we can just simply forward it to them in their group and they can just watch them and they know exactly what needs to be done. They know exactly what we're talking about. Then we create a typed out version of it that gets emailed to them because they have to bring that to the job site and then check these items off as they're being completed, verify they've been completed, and then they have to sign that document verifying that all those items we put in their punch list has been completed before they're able to close out that scope of work and invoice for final payment. Now, what you haven't seen is when the homeowners walk the job site and they point out their things, but for intent and purposes of this video, you can just imagine that has already happened and we've added their list of items to the punch list as well. We get all that done, all that signed off on, and before we issue the certificate of occupancy, all this is completed, so when the homeowners move in, it eliminates majority of the time any of the callbacks, or if there are some, it should be minimum at that point.
To stay up to date on all our projects, get helpful tips and more, be sure to like and follow us on our Facebook page. Let's build together.